I started freelancing in commercial videography in 2019, and over that period of time I've accumulated a lot of gear in my camera bags. So I want to go through that and show you guys what I use, and maybe it will give you some inspiration for picking up some more gear. So the bag you see next to me here is what I use, and it's by a company called Hoya, and I picked it up on Amazon for fairly cheap. The reason I picked it up was because it has lots of room for lots of gear, and also has wheels and an extendable handle, so you can sort of wheel it around and you don't have to lug it on your back. But that is an option because it has inbuilt back straps, so if you do have any other rolling cases like I do, then you can put it on your back as well. So we'll start off with the camera first. You have to pretend that this is the Canon 90D because I'm actually shooting with the Canon 90D now. Very similar look, but I love it, and I've recently sold my Blackmagic Pocket 4K for the Canon 90D. Good thing about the Blackmagic 4K and the Canon 90D is with the adapter on the 4K I had an EF lens mount, so I got to keep all my lenses, and this is the Sigma 50-100 f1.8 Art Series. If you know about this lens, you know how good it is for filmmaking. f1.2, absolutely huge iris size, but it is heavy. It's about 1.2 kilos, I believe. Also have the Tekina 11-16. This is a 2.8 aperture lens. It's fairly wide. This is really good for doing like real estate or music videos, anything where you want to exaggerate the foreground. This wide angle lens is really good. And of course we have gaff tape. You can never have too much gaff tape. This stuff is really good for rigging and hiding and really anything you can think of. Next up is a whole bunch of these NPF 970s. I used to use these for my Blackmagic Pocket 4K with an adapter, but now I just use it for my monitors, wireless systems, and also some lights I have as well. And I have 8 of these. And of course you can't forget the old rocket blower. This thing is really good. It's used for blowing air on the lenses and the sensor, everything, just to make sure that everything's clean. And this is a really good trick. This is a tape measure. The purpose of this is if you're to shoot interviews and you need them to match, what you can do is you can measure the distance between the sensor and the subject, and then you can ensure that it's always going to look the same. So highly recommend, if you don't have one of these, pick one up. You never know when you might need it. This right here is a bag for the audio stuff. So right now I'm filming with the Rode Wireless Go, but usually they would be stored in here. And that comes with a pouch with your Lav Mics and all the other extensions. Also in here I have a spare Lav Mic. This is an extremely long one. I think it's like 5 meters long, but I just use that as a backup. And also another really important thing for filmmakers is an external recorder. So this is the H1N. I just use this just in case I need an extra Lav Mic, or I need a backup, or I need to get some ambient noise. I find that this works really well. And in this bag I have a whole bunch of grip equipment. So one I use a lot for work is this extension arm here. This extension arm is really good when you pair it with something like a super clamp. These super clamps are really good because if you're using cameras that don't have much mounting points, you can use this arm and 2 of these, and you can pretty much mount anything to any camera you want. I actually have 4 of these, but right now I'm using another 2 up the top and a smaller extension arm to attach to the C-stand I'm using for this overhead rig. And then I've just got a whole bunch of odds and ends in here. We've got Allen keys, wrenches, different mounting accessories, just a whole bunch of random stuff you might need. And this is my filter bag. So we've got a variable ND and also a polarizing filter. The ND is a fairly cheap one, so I don't tend to use that. So I have this Hoya 82mm variable ND. This thing reproduces really good colors, not much of a color shift, and the X pattern isn't so bad on this one. And then of course I've got a whole bunch of adapter rings. The good thing about adapter rings is you only need to buy one filter size and then you're fairly set. You don't need to invest in different sized variable NDs or polarizing filters. You can just use the one lot. Then we have the audio cable bag. So I've got a whole bunch of different cables for mics and also powering options. Just anything you can think of, audio, power, yeah, anything you can think of, I've got in here. Always make sure to have extra cables just in case one of them breaks, because you never know when something might go wrong and you need a backup plan. So plenty of cables here. Now one important thing I keep in the slip here is something that will save you a lot of time in post-production. This is the color checker video. So this allows you to have an accurate reading of colors, contrast and white balance on a card that you can use as a reference. So this is for white balancing, and then you have the color chart here. You've got your different skin tones and you've got your different exposures and also your saturation and colors here. So this is really handy. If there was like one bit of kit I'd recommend getting, I'll definitely recommend picking up the color checker video. So this is basically everything I have in this camera bag, minus the 18-35 Sigma Art Series lens I'm filming on with the Canon right now. So that's a little look into what's in my camera bag. I think I'm done for this video, so until next time, I'll see you guys later.